In this video, I am going to explain why you should not play your assistant manager chip in Game Week 24 despite Game Week 24 and 25 being the double. I have an MBA degree from a Tier 1 institute in MDI Gurgaon, and I've used guesstimates to come up to this conclusion that we are better off not playing assistant manager chip in Game Week 24. So, Premier League just announced that Game Week 25 will be a double for 3 out of the 4 teams that are playing in the Carabao Cup, which means that between Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs, two of them can have a double in Game Week 25, or at least one team will definitely have it. Now, with the situation in the Carabao Cup, Liverpool doubling in 25 is the most realistic scenario. With this information, most of the managers and content creators are looking to play their assistant manager chip. Despite this popular belief, there is a better chip strategy to follow, and I'll explain it using all the maths. So, without wasting time, let's get into it. Now, with the scenario that we have, Liverpool might have a double back to back in Game Week 24 and 25. And if you play your assistant manager chip in Game Week 24 on slot, and most of you might not change it and keep it on slot if they double again in Game Week 25, and then change it to maybe Arteta in 26, considering all these fixtures end up being 2-0, you will end up with a maximum of 50 points because you have no fixture where you can get the table bonus. So the upside for you is 50 points. Now what this does is that it takes away the triple captaincy from Mohamed Salah. If you do not play assistant manager in Game Week 24, you can play your triple captainship on Mohamed Salah in Game Week 25 when Liverpool play Wolves at home and Aston Villa away. These are the two fixtures where Salah can go bonkers, and you might not have a better double game week for triple captaincy throughout the season. If Salah gets 10 points in both these matches, which is basically a goal in both these matches, he'll end up with 20 points. So if you are triple captaining him, you cover the 20 points out of the 50 that your peers will get from the assistant manager chip. Now, if you are playing your assistant manager chip, you will not have triple Liverpool players. The 4 extra fixtures that Liverpool have, you will have a defender, midfielder, or a striker from Liverpool who will be getting these 4 fixtures. Now, if Liverpool end up keeping 3 clean sheets, that extra Liverpool player will end up with a minimum 20 points, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 2. And if that extra player is a striker or a midfielder, he can get more than 20 points in those 4 fixtures combined. And the player that other teams will have to cover for that Liverpool player would most likely be an Everton defender or an Aston Villa defender, or maybe Watkins if you remove Gakpo. You won't expect them to keep more than 1 clean sheet in their 3 matches, and that would mean they will end up with 10 points, 6 plus 2 plus 2. So again, you are gaining 10 points over the players who are playing their assistant manager chip. There should also be a gap of 10 points between Gakpo and whatever other striker you will replace him with. So for now, the situation is that you have 30 points, 20 on triple captaincy Salah, 10 points the gap between having your Liverpool player and having someone else, versus the 50 point that you would have gotten if you had played your assistant manager chip. Now what you need to keep in mind is that these are the bare minimum points that I am taking. Salah can easily give a goal and an assist versus Wolves and a goal versus Villa, meaning that he will end up scoring 25-26 points. But for the sake of argument, let's just keep it to the bare minimum. So right now, you are just 20 points down versus the 50 if you would have been playing your AM chip. Now, Palace versus Newcastle game was to be rescheduled in Game Week 33, and there is no evidence to suggest that it might not be the case. And if that happens, you can play your assistant manager on slot in Game Week 31 and 32, where you can get the 20 points that you will be behind, and then you can play it on Glasner when Palace play Newcastle and Bournemouth in Game Week 33, both being a table bonus fixture. Now if Palace win even one of those, Palace will end up scoring 18 or 19 points, which means that you have covered your gap in just one game of the double and will still have another game to gain more points. Now let us look at this scenario of table bonus, keeping these 20 points of Game Week 31 and 32 aside, which we got from slot. So for now, you are 20 points behind with assistant manager chip left to play. And we are looking at the table bonus fixture right now, which is Palace versus Newcastle and Bournemouth. Now the scenarios are If Palace lose both their matches, you will be 20 points down. If Palace draws one and loses one, you will be 10 points down. If Palace draws both their matches, you will have covered both these 20 points, 10 plus 10, because these are table bonus fixtures. If Palace win one and draw one, you will be 10 points ahead. And if Palace win both their matches, you will be 20 points ahead. Now in scenario 4 and 5, you will see that you are already up on your opponent without adding the 20 points which playing your AM chip on slot will give you in game week 31 and 32. Now let's see what happens when we add these 20 points. You will see that if Palace lose both their matches, you are at break even. Draw one, lose one, you are 10 points up. Palace draw both their matches, you are 20 points up. If Palace wins one and draws one, you are 30 ahead. And if Palace win both their matches, you are 40 points ahead. Now at this stage, your opponent will only have their triple captain chip left to play. Now think, will other FPL managers get more than 20 points from their triple captain if they do not play it on Salah in game week 25? I don't think so. This would mean that in 3 scenarios out of 5, which is 60%, you are better off when playing your triple captain in game week 25. And in scenario 2, you might lose 3 or 4 points over your opponent's triple captain if they get 13 or 14 points from their triple captain whenever they play. And in scenario 1, you'll lose maybe 13-14 points. But again, you have to keep in mind that I've done all this calculation keeping in mind that the assistant manager chip in game week 24 is winning every match and giving you 10 points for each match. If your assistant manager draws any one of the 5 matches, your chances of being better off is only in scenario 1 now out of 5, which is what, 20%? So there is a realistic 80% chance that you will lose points playing your assistant manager in game week 24 rather than playing your triple captain in 25 and assistant manager in 31. And all this calculation has been done on the assumption that you are not taking any hits for removing your Liverpool assets, which I assume at this stage everyone or most of you would be tripled up on Liverpool, and you might have exhausted your transfer because of the price changes that happened this week, and you might not have been left with any free transfer. So you would be taking a hit to remove your Liverpool asset, which will again reduce the charm of using your assistant manager chip because your points from 50 just got reduced to 46 if you are taking a hit. Now you can also say that when we play our assistant manager in 31 and 32, opponents might have triple Liverpool at this stage. But you have to see that when they get they only get the 2 fixtures rather than the 4 that we got in game week 24 and 25 for our Liverpool players. Plus you can have other players at this stage who can cover for those Liverpool points in single game week 31 and 32. Whereas in game week 24 and 25, there is no player that can cover the amount of points your Liverpool assets will give you. Another strategy that I'm coming across is that you can go for Moyes in game week 24 and Silva in 25 to target the table bonuses. But let's be realistic. Everton are 16th in the table for a reason. You cannot play your most powerful chip on the hope that Everton will win or draw against Liverpool. You cannot even be sure if they will either win against Leicester. And if Everton draws or loses against Leicester, your chip has just gone to waste. And are we seriously thinking of playing the most important chip in the game on Everton's manager? Now what about Marco Silva in 25? Again, you're betting on Fulham versus Forest or Spurs. Any result versus Spurs would be similar to playing it on slot as you have no table bonus, and Forest would be no easy game at all, and you might want to be safe and play it on slot if he has a double. And in game week 26, there is no good fixture for table bonus apart from Villa versus Chelsea game, where again there is a high chance of a draw or a Chelsea win. Now what if Liverpool do not reach the Carabao Cup final? Now this instantly loses the weightage in terms of the importance of assistant manager chip. You will play your triple captain on a single game week where everyone else will be playing, and you'll get better fixtures in game week 31, 32 and 33 for your assistant manager chip. And if you want to keep it on slot in game week 24 and 25, your upside on AM chip will get down from 50 to 40 as there will be one less fixture for Liverpool in game week 25. And this will almost be the same scenario which we had before this double was announced, where we did not wanted to play our assistant manager chip in Game Week 24 and then on a single Liverpool fixture in 25 and 26. There is always a temptation to play a chip when you see an additional fixture, but we need to sit down and calmly think about it. All the excitement around the assistant manager Game Week 24 is there because we are getting one additional fixture, but is it really better for your team? What is the value of a chip if 70 to 80% of the active managers are doing the same thing? It would nullify the points that you gain from this chip as everyone else would be doing the same thing. So you are effectively gaining close to nothing from your chip, and you will even lose the best fixture for triple captaining Salah if Liverpool have double in Game Week 25. If you follow this strategy that I have come up with, the upside is huge. This might sound stupid to some, but there is a quote which is my favorite, and it goes like, "The only difference between bravery and stupidity is the result." If this strategy does not pay off, I might be the stupidest content creator, but if it works, I might be the bravest. In conclusion, anyone who has triple Liverpool with Gakpo should definitely not play their assistant manager chip in Game Week 24. If you have double defense and Salah, this whole video explained why you should keep it and triple captain in 25 instead. And if you do not have triple Liverpool, there might be a case where you can activate your assistant manager chip. I just wanted to touch upon these thoughts and calculations that I had once the announcement was made. Let me know what your plan will be moving forward in the comment section. If you found this video valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to support me. Bye.